The New York Giants this past season were basically in no man's land, with Daniel Jones being an unknown in terms of what he was going to do for the New York Giants, to him being released, to basically worrying about Malik Neighbors and his progression, but also not forcing him to the point that he's getting injured, to now the NFL draft and free agency. They had to make some big moves because the coach and GM are in a rough spot. They had to make some big moves to be able to propel the franchise, propel their own futures as part of the Giants organization, and get players like Abdul Carter at the second overall pick, the best edge rusher in college football last season, and then trade back into the first round, and unbeknownst to a lot of people, pass on Shedeur Sanders and go after Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss, which they continue to have plenty of great draft picks like Darius Alexander out of Toledo, who had a great offseason in terms of combines, in terms of the Senior Bowl, and Cam Scatterboot, who I personally love as a running back. I think he's very ferocious, and I love those type of running backs. Marshawn Lynch has always been my favorite, but the New York Giants made a lot of good picks, and a lot of picks that are going to fill up the team, and really the top four is where it's all at for the Giants. So as we take a look at the roster of the New York Giants, yes, I mean, hidden development players are not going to be shown. They're going to be with their basic fill out right now. Defense has Abdul Carter as normal as well. I'm going to change those because I'm just going to change it to what I would think. Star is going to be Jackson Dart. Superstar is going to be Abdul Carter. I don't see any point of wasting time on that. They should have hidden development traits. It just, this was basically the best roster that I could find that actually had the rookies there. Abdul Carter at 78 is pretty realistic. I like the New York Giants as a whole at the moment. I mean, obviously their offensive line leaves something to be desired. Theo Johnson has been one of my favorite tight end prospects out of the last draft class in terms of what I used in my franchise. He was great, and I thought that he was also very solid in real life as well. Malik Neighbors obviously is the focal point outside of Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is the man that we're going to be worrying about for the future, so that's why he will have Star. But I'm going to leave Russell Wilson to be the main one for right now. I'm not going to take him out. They signed him for a reason. I'll let him have his time. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is someone who I'm not going to plan to re-sign more than likely whenever the time comes. I just don't see that as a possible future for us. Devin Singletary could be somebody that's expendable just because we have Cam Scatterboot at RB2. I would like him to get reps. Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton are great complements to Malik Neighbors. Jalen Hyatt, also somebody that could possibly get packed up like Devin Singletary. We might make some sort of move to maybe get an extra pick or so, just so we can really take advantage of this. But overall, I like the roster that they have going. The defense is definitely something that they've been working on these past couple of years. Left end needs help, but as of right now, I feel like Kayvon Thibodeau can come off the edge on the left side. You got Brian Burns, Bobby Okereke, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Adebo, who they got from the Saints this offseason, Drew Phillips, Cordell Flatt, Deonte Banks. I mean, Deonte Banks being CB4 is something I wouldn't really expect, but I can definitely understand it as well because you have a lot more talented pieces like Drew Phillips. I like Drew Phillips a lot. Javon Holland, getting him from the Dolphins. I'm glad I'm transitioning out of being a Dolphins fan at this point because that franchise is on fire. Tyler Nubin, great young rookie prospect last year, and I think he will continue to develop. I think he was also one of my favorites as well. Special teams were pretty good. I mean, we still have Graham Gano, who is only going to be playing for so much longer. Gillen, the Scottish Hammer, is also there as well. Overall, I'm pretty fine with this. I'm going to fix these development traits of our rookies. I'll leave Cam Scatterboot as a normal. I don't think that he would have gotten anything. I didn't see Darius Alexander, which is definitely interesting. But with these rosters, you can't really pick and choose. You can't be picky about it. I'm definitely looking forward to Madden 26, which is really the main reason why I'm doing this, just so we can have something, and for the time being, just move forward with that. So maybe it shows hidden development when I put that. No, it just does it straight up. So you have to do a give and go with this because there's not, He's wearing 11. Interesting. I guess he gave something to Phil Simms because he definitely said no, but we'll give him superstar anyways. I think Abdul Carter is going to be a big piece in this defense. I really feel like Kayvon Thibodeau is not going to be there much longer. When the trade deadline comes, I can see that being an opportunity for them to move on from him. Kayvon Thibodeau didn't really become exactly what everybody thought he would be for the New York Giants whenever he came out of the draft, but it is what it is. We're going to move forward to the regular season, get out of this preseason, and start really figuring out what pieces we can move on from, who we're going to build around, and things of that nature. I guess some people think that that Arch Manning might not be in this draft class, which I guess is fine. I'm more concerned about the overall draft class itself. Like, yeah, Caden Proctor out of Alabama, Francis from Miami, Spencer Fanu out of Utah. I mean, all these players are definitely key in terms of having them as part of the draft class. I'm not really concerned of Arch Manning being involved or not, but I'm definitely probably gonna put it in. It's a big defensive line draft class for sure, and that makes it exciting for me. Mateo was definitely one of my favorite prospects that I had looked at while I was doing my way too early mock draft a couple months ago or a month ago. I can't really remember. But TJ Parker was also another one. Nico, I don't know. Nico, I'm not too crazy about. Caleb Downs was definitely one that had to be in this, and I didn't see him on the other one. Cameron Williams is there as well. Peter Woods. This is more of a well-put draft class. The only thing that is missing is definitely Arch Manning, but I like it all in general. It is actually missing Drew Aller, I think. I didn't see Drew Aller. No, Drew Aller isn't here, and neither is Arch Manning. So I don't know. I probably will put it in myself, but for right now, I'll leave it as is. I mean, bringing in QBs probably doesn't really matter that much. These guys can be good enough, but we're going to go ahead and go to the scouting to set up our scouts in the right areas. And I actually have to go to the region breakdown. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, so bear with me. Right tackle, wide receiver, and cornerback. I'm going to get through these, and then I'll bring you guys back whenever it is all set and done, and I will explain each scout. Okay, with that all set and done, offensive tackle, outside linebacker for the National as a 3-star. I'm looking at Anthony Hill Jr. I'm looking at all the defensive ends, and not even defensive ends, just offensive tackles like Caden Proctor, Francis Muagwa, I don't know, Blake Miller, players like that I need to put at right tackle because Ella Manor at right tackle is not going to be a long-term solution. Running back, I'm not very concerned about. Wide receiver, tight end on the West, I'm pretty sure Alec Ayo Manor was drafted in this draft class, if I'm not mistaken, to the Titans at that. So, I mean, I guess we'll have two. I can't do a give and take at this point. Outside linebacker, offensive tackle on the Central. Anthony Hill, like I said, is somebody that I'm pretty interested in terms of a possibility to replace Kayvon Thibodeau. He's more of a pass coverage type of defensive end. I mean, he can pass rush, but he has the versatility to do both. Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't really have that as much as I feel like Anthony Hill does. Safety and cornerback for a 1-star in the Northeast. I mean, that's really just to fill it in, but at the same time, Caleb Downs, if I can get him on the team, that's going to be lethal. Next to Javon Holland, too. Ooh. Defensive end, offensive tackle for the South. As you can see, Francis Malgoa. I think that's the way you say it. Blake Miller, Peter Woods, all players that I'm very interested in. We can move to a 4-3 even with Dexter Lawrence and possibly Peter Woods. I like Peter Woods a lot in this upcoming draft class, but I like everything about our scouts right now. Not really concerned about the QBs in the slightest. I know that we have some upgrades, but I'm not going to do it specifically for anybody. I already put auto progression on. I'm just going to go ahead and do it here for this week. And we're going to go ahead and move forward with the season goal. I mean, I don't think we're going to win a lot of games. I'm going to go to the halfway mark, and then my plan is to put Jackson Dart in after that. I think at one point in the season, honestly, I think we could actually make the playoffs, but I think that during the season, Russell Wilson is kind of going to show his age, and the Giants aren't going to like that very much because he's going to be probably losing very crucial games, and Jackson Dart is going to have to come in and start to make an impact. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team is going to be doing, and see how our rookies are going to be doing as well. Okay, so we're already starting off pretty good, 4-3. We're going to look at players ready to negotiate since I accidentally tapped on that. Ooh, Darius Slayton. Somebody who I could possibly look into bringing back for the next 3 years. Greg Dulcich, Greg Stroman, we got some Gregs. Tommy DeVito, you can go. A lot of these players aren't really much of importance. Greg Van Roten, 35 years old. I don't know how he's still a 76. I definitely want to keep our punter, so that's non-negotiable. Hopefully he'll take this. I was looking for a better fit. Okay, I guess not. So how much would Darius Slayton take off of the top of my cap? If he is able to take this, I would be fine with it because I'd still have $56 million to work with. I could find a better team in free agency that would match this current offer, I guess, but at the same time, you're not really somebody that moves the needle. No offense to Darius Slayton in real life, but, you know, I'm not having Darius Slayton as my wide receiver one. They already tried to do that at the Giants, and he's a great player and he's a great wide receiver, but I'm not picking him to be over a Malik Neighbors or any of those type of players. Scouting national focus. Let's go ahead and look at the college players and see where we're at with it and see how our players are getting scouted. So for some reason, Nico is still getting scouted better than most of our players, which makes absolutely no sense. That's something that they really had to fix in the next Madden. The scouting in this game makes absolutely no sense. I put no scouts for QB, and somehow he still has more than anybody else. It makes absolutely no sense at all. But Anthony Hill Jr. is somebody that I'm interested in. I've been very vocal about that. A-zone coverage. Oh, man. This is going to be elite to great speed. That's going to be lethal. That's going to be lethal. A-zone coverage, A-tackle is all we can see right now for Anthony Hill Jr. I like him a lot, and I'd be very happy to get him. Caleb Downs is also another player that I would love to get. D-man coverage, A-tackle. Bills is one of his fits. It does make sense. Interesting. I also don't know if I'm even going to be able to be at the spot. Oh, my gosh. I think we're past the trade deadline. Oh, no. Okay. Thank God. Holy shit. I was going to be concerned. Wow. My heart almost dropped on that. Okay. So, now that we know that the trade deadline hasn't passed, still thinking about the scouting of these players. So, if we're thinking about it in a way of moving on from Kayvon Thibodeau, we could possibly get a first out of him, maybe a second. Ideally, Relax. Offensive line is definitely another one that I could go after. Corner, I'm not crazy about. That would really only be a worst case scenario. Offensive line and getting players like Anthony Hill Jr. is definitely going to be what I go after if I'm the Giants for sure. So we'll leave it at that. I think my main focus is going to be offensive tackle. I'm going to let my scout do the work on scouting outside linebacker because I have a bunch of them scouting outside linebacker and specifically in the areas of Anthony Hill Jr. So we're going to put the national focus to offensive tackle. And there we go. The focus position is offensive tackle. I guess left outside linebacker is a weakness in this. I would honestly just move Anthony Hill to the left if I think Brian Burns is on the left if I'm not mistaken. I will have to look at the lineup before I start making any drastic moves. Russell Wilson is still the main person here. I'm honestly tempted to just get rid of him, but I'm going to put Jackson Dart at starter to see and hope that they don't mess it up and don't take him out. I really want him to develop this season. Abdul Carter's up to an 80. He's gone up 2 overall, so right outside linebacker is Brian Burns, so I guess not. At the end of the day, whoever's going to be better at left outside is going to be who it is. For the end of the season, it might mess us up, though, because Kayvon Thibodeau might be on his way out. I don't plan on re-signing him. I don't know if we did re-sign him already. That's the biggest thing. He still has next season. I guess I can wait. I'm gonna wait till this draft. That's gonna be what I do. I'm gonna wait till this draft that comes up, and we're gonna go ahead and keep him on the team. But for the time being, I like how we're looking. Obviously, offensive line is going to be a focus in this draft. But everything else is pretty solid. Left end would also be great. Maybe that... Oh, there's Darius Alexander. Maybe trying to get like a TJ Parker would be cool as well. We're going to look at the stats before we do anything. I mean, if we start seeing stats from Russell Wilson that are just absolutely horrible, well, he's leading in passing. Second in offensive yards. He's first in passing yards. 25th in defensive. So really, defense is our biggest issue right now, which is unfortunate. Russell Wilson is having himself a season, so I guess we won't take him out. I might just have to put him back in and make Jackson Dart watch and learn. 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and almost 2,000 yards at the halfway mark. Tyron Tracy, I mean, he's not an amazing running back in terms of franchise. Theo Johnson is actually our leading receiver with 480 yards. Malik Neighbors very close with 447, both with 2 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns. Blocking, we don't really care about. Actually, who's giving up sacks? Ella Manor. Ella fucking Manor. Yeah, you're getting packed up this offseason, buddy. You're gone. You're done. You're done. Bobby Okereke, most tackles, 1 TFL. Let's see who has the most TFLs. Dexter Lawrence, of course. 3 for Abdul Carter, which... Bobby Okereke has 2 interceptions. So does Tyler Newman. So our defense isn't great statistically. Did they merge Brian Daboll's face with somebody else's? Or is that a legitimate person taking the spot of Sean Payton? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to leave Russell Wilson in. I took him out, but I have a change of heart. And we're going to go ahead and move forward with the roster that we have. Just let it be. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to hope that our players keep developing, our players keep learning, and we keep winning games. So we did not finish off the season well at all. 7-10 at that. So we're going to definitely be involved in the draft as we start to move forward and we start to see what were the issues. I guess the first place that we'd have to look is definitely stats. Russell Wilson, I guess, didn't follow up with the greatest season. He was still second, 6th in offensive yards and 19th in defensive. So the defense improved, but it seems like Russell Wilson had a good year, 43 touchdowns, but then he progressed to having 19 interceptions. Didn't he have like 2 at the midway season mark? I mean, 4,600 yards isn't bad, though. Rushing, we couldn't get anybody above 1,000. Not even close, actually. Russell Wilson had 390 yards. Darius Slayton had the most yards after I talked shit about him. We had 3 players with 1,000 yards. Wow. 14 TDs for Wandale, 12 for Theo. I mean, wow. This is insane. Okay. Defense, Bobby Okereke had the most tackles with 111. 11 TFLs for Lawrence and 10 for Chauncey Golston. 9 for Abdul Carter. Sacks, 10 for Dexter Lawrence. 8.5 for Brian Burns. Dexter Lawrence is just a menace. A fucking demon at that. I mean, you can't really say much else about it. The mock draft, though. We have to take a look at what we're going to be having to decide from. So we are currently, in terms of this specific draft, we are at the 12th spot, and they have us taking Caden Proctor. Now, I don't know why I would take Caden Proctor when I have Andrew Thomas. I would like to get possibly Anthony Hill, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really want to get a right tackle. I really do want to get a right tackle. I feel like that'll help us a significant amount. Cameron Williams is here, so maybe that would be the better option instead of Caden Proctor. A run block power, a pass block power, a pass block, a lead block. Okay, come on. This is a no-brainer. Why am I not going to get him if I'm at this spot? I don't even have to trade up. That's the craziest part about it. I don't have to trade up at all. In the slightest. I am going to... Okay, I'll do this. I'll put both of them. If somehow, some way, I'm able to get both of them... Wait, what's up with Peter Woods? A play recognition, B finesse moves, B block shed. I don't know. Cameron Williams, though, is definitely one of my favorites. That's for sure. Ruben Bain. All these players are left ends for some reason. I feel like some of them definitely come off the right side, but okay. Spencer Fano just isn't what what Cameron Williams is. A run block finesse, A impact block. Did Cameron Williams reclassify for the next one? Maybe he did. Maybe he did. If he didn't, I'm sorry in advance. I know that he plays for Texas. I don't know if he reclassified. Maybe he did. Huh. I don't know. But we're just going to go with the draft class that we have right now. I'm going to heart Anthony Hill if he somehow makes it to me. If not, I understand. I mean, he's projected to go first at this point. So you can't really do much about that. We definitely have to see what happens with these players. I'll put Caleb Downs. I don't think I'm going to be going after safety unless it's worst case scenario. D-man coverage and zone coverage? Never mind. I don't want him. I don't want him anymore. But Cameron Williams is my focus, without a doubt in my mind. And we're going to keep it at that for the time being. I like how we're going, I guess. We had a pretty decent season. I don't expect to bring back Russell Wilson. That's definitely something that I'm not planning to do. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and simulate to the offseason, see how this playoffs goes, and move forward from there. Yeah, Cameron Williams is definitely going to be my guy. I'm feeling it already. Everybody else is pretty solid ahead of him, but none of them I really need. The only one is probably Peter Woods. Still don't think he's going to make it to me. If he does, I will unload every piece of draft capital that we have in this draft class to be able to get the pick after mine. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Caleb Downs has dropped to the 15th spot, which is concerning. Caden Proctor dropped to the 21st spot. I really want to get Cameron. I really hope that nobody drafts him before me. I will be pissed if they do. And I think that's going to do it for that. I'm pretty set off of that. Some of these players were definitely in the current draft, but it's okay. It's all right. Suddenly we have 90 million to work with. So maybe I do give a little bit more to Darius Slayton. What I'm going to do, I don't want to give him that much. We'll do this. 3 years and whatever amount that is. I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to test free agency. Go fuck yourself. Franchise. No. I need to get him back. That's non-negotiable as well. Player friendly, please take it. This offer's perfect. So we keep our punter. That's the most important one, not the wide receiver. Okay. So how did the playoffs go? Or how did the season go? Who got Rookie of the Year? Tyler Warren got Rookie of the Year. Tyleek Williams got Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Philadelphia Eagles go back-to-back with Jalen Hurts. I forgot. I completely forgot that this is not updated Madden, like a Madden 26 per se. And it said 2-time, and I just lagged for a bit. The Steelers made it to the Super Bowl, though, with Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Dave Canales gets Coach of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, middle linebacker. I love to see a middle linebacker win Defensive Player of the Year. Monroe St. Brown wins Offensive Player of the Year. Overall, pretty solid season. A pretty good season. I'm happy with what transpired. I'm always happy when the Kansas City Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl, I'll tell you that. All right, let's go ahead and see what is in free agency and what we have to work with. Khalil Mack. Oh, God, this class sucks. This class is ass. I'm literally not going to be able to do anything in this one. I'm not going to be able to do a single thing. There's nothing that I can do with this. There's absolutely nothing that I can do with this. What do you want me to do? Get nobody? Like, oh my gosh. It's not realistic that all teams are going to re-sign their players. It's just not. It's not realistic. It really isn't. But I need to fill out the offensive line. I need to, oh God. Yeah, that's going to be about my 5 signings that I'm going to make in this offseason, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to make any other ones. I might even make this more of a competitive offer for Willie. I think that was the most competitive that I was able to do. But in terms of, hold on, let me fix that. I mean, if I'm not able to get Willie Hernandez, I get it. Or Will Hernandez, it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll live. But Patrick Ricard, Will Hernandez, Calvin Austin, Isaiah Wynn, and Joshua Carty are the 5 players. I apologize for the shit free agency that this is this season. Hopefully the next one's better. And hopefully I have the same amount of cap, ideally. 57.5 is like what I would want as my bare minimum. I really want to be able to get bigger players for us, but this just seems like the most realistic for the time being. So we're going to evaluate all of these. Hopefully they just all decide now, except for Patrick Ricard. And everybody wanted to come to the Giants. I mean, I gave Will Hernandez a ridiculous contract, and at the end of the day, I think he's going to be solid until he turns 33. So I'll leave it at that. I'm going to try to process Patrick Ricard, and I think he will come to the team. So we got everybody that we needed, 57.5 to spare. I'm not going to make any other drastic moves in that fashion, so we're going to go ahead and get to the draft and see what we can do with the 11th overall pick. Alrighty, here we go. We have the NFL draft. Let's go ahead and pause it for the time being, and let's look at the draft board. We have the 11th overall pick, and Cameron Williams has slowly made his way up the rankings, which is not great for me. I would like for him not to be there. Elite strength, so the combine helped him out a significant amount. I want to see Anthony Hill Jr. He had elite speed. Oh, God, I'm tempted to move up. But that would only be to get Cameron Williams. I'm not going to be able to trade up and get Anthony Hill. I just don't see him being an option unless he makes it past the Titans. And he doesn't. He goes number 1. Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can try to move at least maybe top 5. All right, so we're trading Devin Singletary as part of this deal. I didn't want him on the team, to be honest with you. And it saved me giving up a 5th-round pick this year. I gave up the 2 7s that I had and a 6 for the 7th overall pick. So hopefully he makes it to that spot. That would suck if he doesn't. Nico goes to the Rams. Makes the most sense. I honestly had Jackson Dart going to the Rams in my mock drafts. I don't know. I don't even know if Roger Goodell's talking. I apologize if he is, but hopefully he's not, so he's not interrupting me. But the New Orleans Saints are next on the clock, and they are going to take Mateo out of Oregon. So the first edge comes off the board. I think that's going to be the start of a fall here, as the next one is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking who? Who? Isn't that Ruben Bain? I think that's Ruben Bain. Yeah, Ruben Bain, who actually is probably my favorite prospect in this upcoming one. No biasy, I guess you can say. The first wide receiver comes off the board, and we're just hoping for the Cardinals to not take our guy. Peter Woods comes off the board, so that leaves, just because I'm curious, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the offers that we're having right now. Ooh, 2 first-round picks. One for this year, the 28th pick. One for next year. their third round and their fourth round. That's not giving up much, Cleveland. Yeah, nothing very enticing, to be honest with you. The next 2 first-round picks from the Raiders to get the 7th overall pick. Yeah, I wouldn't. Even if I wanted to trade, I probably wouldn't. I would probably just include it in another trade. But I'm going to go ahead and get the guy that I've been talking about this entire time, which is Cameron Williams. Cameron Williams, I mean, I can't really go with a better player at the moment for our team. And I need him to be on the right side of the ball with A stamina, A run block power, A pass block, A impact block, A lead block. I mean, A's across the board. I think he will be a great addition to this team. Says that it was a B grade for that pick. I mean, you can see all the A's. I mean, they're just... I couldn't really pick better for what we needed. This is definitely a pick of need, but he has hidden development. He has 94 strength. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident with that for sure. Moving on to our second round pick, which I didn't really put too much thought into. We need to maybe look at halfback. Jeremiah Love being here is definitely interesting. I like Cam Scatterbo. I just don't feel like he's going to be a long-term solution. Jeremiah Love has the capability of being hidden development. So that's definitely something. Like Derek Harmon was in the last draft class, and for some reason now he's here. But I shouldn't even get him because Darius Alexander's already on the team. Azariah Thomas too. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. They have a lot of mix-ups in this. I mean, you give and you get, you know, or you give and you take. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and take Jeremiah Love and add him to this Giants team. He's going to be our elusive back to Cam Scatterbo's power back, and probably move on from Tyron Tracy, to be honest with you. B-. He was ranked 27. We drafted him at 43. He is normal dev, which is very unfortunate. Some decent stats, though. 90 speed, 90 acceleration. I can't really go wrong with that. A short route, A spin move, A ball carrier vision. We can't really see anything else. But, I mean, I like him out of Notre Dame, for sure. I mean, at least in real life. Maybe in the game he's not as good as he is. Now with our third round selection, we went right tackle, we went halfback, so none of those two are going to be a need as of right now. Garrett Nussmeier is still here, which probably isn't something that I'll go after. A.J. Harris out of Penn State is a possibility just to fill out the back end of the cornerback room. I'm not crazy about him to a point of forcing him in, but I like him enough to be in the third round. Everything else doesn't really entice me too much, so I might just have to go with that just because I can't really see any other players that pique my interest in the slightest. I mean, he doesn't really help either, but we'll give it a try. If anything, he'll just be a backup for everybody else. I mean, he barely was good enough to be drafted here, so yeah, I'm not in love with it. So this is the roster moving into the next season. I mean, overall, it looks pretty solid. Theo Johnson got star development over the offseason. Jackson Dart is now a 76 overall. Tyron Tracy is probably going to be on his way out for at least a pick, maybe. I don't know what we're going to get out of him, but I want to use these younger guys. Put Cam Scatterbo at starter, Jeremiah Love at backup for the elusiveness. Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Calvin Austin, Patrick Ricard. Our offense finally looks capable. Defense still leaves something to desire at left end. But as of right now, Kayvon Thibodeau should stay on the team, at least until the midseason mark. I'll maybe change my mind at that point. But overall, A.J. Harris is a 71, so that's unfortunate. But other than that, I like Cameron Williams and his overall and his hidden development. Hopefully he ends up being at least, hopefully, superstar. Ideally, just so he can develop. He can drop down later on if he wants to. But 87 overall, Malik Neighbors should be helping Jackson Dart moving forward. And I might have to trade Russell Wilson if I really wanted to. I'm going to simulate to the regular season because in the preseason, people like to hoard in not my league, in franchise. So hopefully we'll be able to move on from a few players moving into this 2026 season, not 2025. as I want to be able to trade maybe Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm going to see what is in the market for him. Let's see. Kayvon, put him there. Let's get some offers to see. Roshan Johnson, Braylon Allen, Jack Conklin. Tyke Smith isn't bad. Alec Pierce is also pretty solid. Jawan Jennings is also very solid. Armand Membu at right tackle. I mean, if this was last season, maybe, but now I don't really need him. Marcus Jones at corner. Cater. But wasn't he on the Dolphins? I mean, I still don't need him. But overall, let's also see about Russell. Overall, I like the team. I just want Russell out the way to let Jackson Dart have not such a crowded room, I guess you can say. I mean, we can get some solid players out of it, too. I might not do Jalen Warren. Michael Pittman is tempting, but $23 million is not. Amani Hooker at strong safety. What I might do is try to include Tyron Tracy to maybe help out the offers a little bit. Josh Downs. Ooh. Josh Downs is a very solid pickup. Joey Porter would also be very solid. John Simpson at left guard. Who do we have at left guard? Let me see. I like Josh Downs. I do like Josh Downs as an option. Left guard. Our offensive line, I think, should be pretty good. I think we just signed a left guard. So maybe that's not the best idea. Let's see the positions that we need. So we could get Josh Downs, and he would go to wide receiver 2. We have Runyon at left guard, who is 29, and his contract is expiring next year. So not too bad. Center would probably be more of the issue here. Corner. I want to see how good our corners are. I mean, they're developing. I don't think we need to be getting another corner to make it even more of an issue. Strong safety. Amani Hooker. Sorry about that. My phone fell. Tyler Nubin is still a guy that I like. I feel like he can still develop. What if I put all three of them? Wait. Was Abdul Carter an 85 from the offseason? '85 overall Abdul Carter. Wow. Okay. So let's try to put all three of them together. Let's see if we can get just a haul for all three of them and move on from Kayvon Thibodeau. That probably should have been something that I focused on in the draft in terms of getting his replacement. Oh, Caden Ellis, who had Defensive Player of the Year last season. Brian Thomas. Oh man, these are very good options. Oh wow, this is gonna take a little bit to think about, because Carl Granderson would be very good for us and the picks that we would get out of it. He would fill up. Well, he would have to move across, but he'd still be a great addition. Carlton Davis is probably a little bit too old on too much money. Austin Corbett would definitely replace John Michael Smith. Jaden Reed, I'm not really looking at that much. Malcolm Rodriguez, also not much. Just because, I mean, I think I'm pretty convinced on either Brian Thomas Jr. or Elijah Vera-Tucker. Elijah Vera-Tucker being an 85 overall right guard definitely makes me curious. Caden Ellis would be good, but he's 31. I really want to get Brian Thomas. I really want to get Brian Thomas and put him next to Malik Neighbors. And that might be what I have to do, because that just seems like the best case scenario for us right now, to be completely honest. I like that one a lot. I think I'm convinced. Elijah Vera-Tucker is definitely... it's tough to pass on that, but I did sign a right guard for a reason. So let's get Brian Thomas Jr. on the New York Giants. Let's add him with Malik Neighbors to try to improve this roster sooner rather than later before the rookie contracts are up. I mean, that just makes us even more of a threat on offense. and it gets rid of the threat of Russell Wilson taking a Dart spot. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Wandale, and Calvin Austin, a very good wide receiver core. You got Theo Johnson at an 80 overall. Cameron Williams at right tackle. A very solid line. Center's really the only one that could use some help. Everything else, though, is very good. Oh, I could have went with left end, but at the end of the day, I don't really care about that. So I'm planning to keep the same scouts as much as each one of them has their own, I guess you can say, nicks and crannies. It's basically almost the same type of draft class that the QBs aren't really much of an emphasis for me. And there's defensive ends and outside linebackers. So I'm going to make sure that that's going to be involved. And then maybe Victor Billups will be joining us in the coming offseason, or Doug Betts. I don't know. But they're both auto-generated. I'm not going to keep going with the realism outside of this draft that we just had. But I'm excited for this one just because now Jackson Dart is going to be the starting QB. And we're going to have a young rotation of running backs. We have Brian Thomas Jr. on the team. You can't really go wrong with the team that we have right now. They need to just really execute. Left end is really the only thing, and left outside linebacker. So that's definitely going to have to be something that we look at in this coming draft. And we might actually go for that outside linebacker at the end of the day. 3-3. That's not impressive at all. That's not what I wanted to see. I honestly wanted to see maybe like 4-2 would be my best. 22nd in offensive yards, but first in defensive. Jackson Dart has had 12 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on 1,500 yards. I think he just needs to get used to the system. Cam Scatterboot is the one getting most of the running with 358 yards and 3 touchdowns. Receiving, Wandale Robinson is beating Malik Neighbors, Theo Johnson, and Brian Thomas Jr. That makes no sense whatsoever. Why is Eleanor getting any sort of game time? I might just release his ass, to be honest. I'm not even going to waste my time. Will free incur 6.5. Gosh. Why has he been getting game time? I have no idea, but we'll just roll with it, I guess, because there's no reason for him to be getting game time. Abdul Carter keeps developing. I'm loving that. I'm loving how the defense is looking outside of really the entire left side. That's pretty disappointing in terms of that whole left side. I think that's really it. That's all we can really look at right now. National focus, I'm going to have to do outside linebacker. I think that's definitely going to be the focus because we need it very desperately, and this might be another season that is very mediocre at best. I think we have a pretty difficult upcoming schedule. The Cowboys, the Commanders, already starting off, and the Packers, already starting off pretty rough. Players ready to negotiate, though. I think I got rid of most of the guys that had any sort of... Why? No. Jackson... No. No. Because I'm extending both of their contracts. Why is Jackson Dart and Darius Alexander, who are rookies, 2 years into the rebuild, already have negotiations? No. Not okay. This roster is clearly just bugged because there's no way. That makes no sense whatsoever. They need to be signed on a contract for the entirety. Especially Jackson Dart. I don't get why he's not. Now that that's fixed, now we have the actual players that need to be re-signed. So Cordell Flott is somebody that I want to get. Wandale Robinson is going to be somebody that I think about. Let's just try to get this an easy contract. Okay. 2-year extension for him. Evan Neal, you can kick rocks. Micah McFadden, 6.6 over however many years is not horrible. I might do 4 just to get him on the team secured. I want to keep our middle linebackers as is. Eleanor, you can kick rocks too. Patrick Ricard, I would like to re-sign you. We're dropping pretty significantly. We're down to 80 mil. I'm not crazy about Wandale in terms of bringing him back. I like him a lot as a player, don't get me wrong. But if he can take a neutral deal, I'll take it. Okay, I could find a better team that will match my current offer. Never mind. I don't want him anymore. Other than that, that's really about it. Chauncey Golston is going to have to get replaced either in the draft or in free agency. 70 mil left is a decent amount still, and hopefully we'll get some more going into the offseason with that mystery cap increase that we always get. So hopefully this will become much better in terms of the team and the record, because 3-3 with the type of team that we have is not impressive at all. That's great. I guess the playbooks need to be changed, because I don't understand how we could have a worse season than what we had last year with Russell Wilson at the helm at that. Oh gosh, okay. Somehow we're the second overall pick. That doesn't make much sense to me since we went 5-12. That's pretty difficult to be worse than that. Victor Billups was definitely the guy that I was going to look at. Let's take a quick look, because we should have him completely scouted if this thing did it right. Not yet, but 80% is good enough. Physicals, elite to great speed is what I'm definitely looking at. A finesse moves, A pursuit, A hit power, A awareness. So he's a finesse guy. I'm not opposed to it either. Ideally hidden development and superstar at that. I mean, I would love that. I might have to trade into the first round to get another player, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I don't really have the players to be able to do that. I packed up all my last year players for an upgrade at wide receiver, being Brian Thomas. I don't know how a Brian Thomas addition doesn't get us more wins, but I mean, you know, Madden is a beautiful game that I just can't wait to play the next one. Running backs are still the same. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Wandell. I mean, I guess it's oversaturated, and that's why they're not playing that good. I don't know. Defense is improving more and more. I mean, except for the left outside linebacker. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe we need to be getting more people on the edge. I mean, you would think Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, all those type of players are going to be good enough, but I guess not. I guess we'll have to see what's in free agency, really. That's all we can do, and then go about it in the actual draft itself. But yeah, I'm going to have to see how this goes. We're going to see how the season went overall, see if any of our players got any awards, and move forward. So the 2026 season recap is the Green Bay Packers winning it all, with Jordan Love getting MVP of the Super Bowl and MVP. Matt LaFleur getting Coach of the Year. Khalil Shakir winning Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett getting Defensive Player of the Year. And none of our players getting Rookie of the Year. So that's unfortunate. We have gone 2 straight years with no Rookie of the Years. Von Miller is retiring from the Vikings. Didn't really think that he would be on the Vikings, but moving forward to re-signing players that we have left, I do still want to try to get 101 million. Yeah, we can definitely try to pay Wandell for sure if he wants to stay. I'm not gonna overpay him either. The most that I'm gonna pay him is a player-friendly contract, and if he doesn't like it, he can move on. Okay, this offer's perfect, so we keep our room of wide receivers on the team. Everybody else I don't really care about, because Golston is 29. He keeps regressing, so I can't really do much with him. Our corner should be good since we got Flott back. So 87 mil. I think that's plenty of money as of right now to be able to get hopefully a big player, if there's even big players in free agency. Last year was very underwhelming. And Travis Kelce is here. Even here at all. I don't know what they did to this class that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever as to what is here. I mean, I'll take a Jalen Walker. I mean, it might be cheating the game, but I'll take a Jalen Walker on a 4-year deal if he'll come to the team. Jalen Walker at left outside linebacker is great. Travis Kelce is enticing, but he's 37. That'll definitely be a 1-year just unloading an entire bag on him deal. Maxwell Hairston, also an interesting guy. I mean, he's from the Bills. Again, not understanding why this would even be possible, but since it's already here, I might as well just go for it. Adam Cole could be a definite upgrade from our current punter. Our current punter is good, just not good enough. Right tackle we're pretty solid at since we drafted it last year. I don't need to be spending money on that. Oh, he regressed a lot after winning Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's really going to be it. I don't really see anybody else that entices me. And I'm not going to abuse the whole rookies situation that we have going on here. Like, I'm not abusing that. That's just dumb and just... It's not going to make a good video, if we're going to be honest. There's not really anybody else that's significant in terms of bringing to the team. Ray Davis as an option is interesting. Halfback, meh. I mean, I don't know why. Then why is Cam Scatterboo still on the team, or like still on contract? See, Derek Harmon, it was on the roster, so none of this makes any sense. But I guess it will just switch up the league as much as possible. I mean, none of them have depth traits, so it's not like anybody's getting anybody overpowered. But AJ Cole, Maxwell Harrison, and Jalen Walker are the three guys that we're going to go after. If we end up getting Jalen Walker, I might either move... Jalen Walker's not good off the edge, solely. I'll have to see about the other outside linebacker and go from there. But I'm going to evaluate this and see if these guys end up deciding now. So I couldn't get... Who was the other one? I couldn't get Maxwell Harrison, which, I mean, that's fine. It's whatever. But Jalen Walker is really the guy that I was trying to go after. Not Adam Cole. AJ Cole is going to be a solid addition at punter. I'm not going to waste any more money. I mean, there's not really money to waste. That's my issue. There's no free agents that I really care about. Travis Kelce went to the Commanders. I don't think that will ever happen, but it's interesting nonetheless. I guess we just keep saving money for either our rookies going forward or whatever we need down the line. So before we get into the draft, let's go ahead and take a look at the players, because now we should definitely have some 100%, and Victor Billups is one of them. Victor Billups is a speed rusher, so maybe we can move him to left end and then keep Jalen Walker at left outside linebacker. A hit power, A pursuit, zone coverage and man coverage are pretty shit. So I mean, that would be ideal. That's definitely something that I plan on doing, to move him to left end. And he has all the stats to be able to be there. So I think that would be exactly what we need at this moment. And then that'll fill up that. I'd have to change the playbooks to something else, because clearly our playbooks are just not doing it. In terms of the following rounds, I got left outside linebacker. What else can I get? What else do I need? Let's take a look at left guard, maybe, in terms of the next round, because if we're able to get a pretty solid second round left guard, I'm not opposed to it. This guy doesn't seem crazy good. He's a great pass blocker, but that's really about it. So I'll put him on the list. I want to be able to get somebody that will actually be more than decent. This guy just doesn't look good at all. So I'm going to go through, try to see what I can find in terms of things to fill in and go from there. But my main focus is getting our guy in Billups on the team, without a doubt. A lot of outside linebackers that I'm looking at for sure. Let's go to the favorites. So obviously Victor Billups is going to be our first pick. That's my guy in terms of, his talent is round 1, but he has a top 5 projection. I don't think anybody has a top 5 talent in this one, to be fair. So, there's only so much that you can do. But in terms of our favorites, Billups is going to be our first guy. Left guard Tyree Graham is a safe option. I liked Lowell a little bit more, obviously because of right guard as well. But these right outside linebackers are guys that could possibly fall to the later rounds, and if they're there with this round 1 to 2 talent, I would be taking them. I know that they're right outside linebackers, but honestly at this moment we can't really go wrong with having too many of those. But overall, I'm pretty confident with that. I like it, and we can go ahead and move forward to the NFL draft. Our halfbacks are good. Our wide receivers are good. We have Jackson Dart. Our line is decent. Let me pause because I don't want them to start making... Because we're the 3rd overall pick, actually. So let's try to move the 1st. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. All right. That makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. I hate this game so much. We're trying to give up a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd this year, a 2nd next year, a 2nd the year after that, and a 3rd the year after that. Or basically all of our 3rds and our 1st round pick, and they still don't want it. I'm definitely not giving up Dexter Lawrence. You are smoking crack if you think I'm giving up Dexter Lawrence to move up 2 spots. I would rather risk the farm at that point. There's literally no point of me giving up Dexter Lawrence from that, because then I'm just putting myself in a deeper grave for the defense. This is probably what it was going to have to be anyways. I mean, let's try to do it with just a 3 first. See, we don't even have to give up that much if we give up the 3 first, which I guess we're going to have to do. Can I give up just that one? No. Okay. Can I give up just next year's? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess I'm giving up this year. So technically I'm not giving up one from this season. I'm moving up in this one, but then I'm giving up the next 2 years, which I guess it's fine. But that's a done deal. Oh my gosh. 3 first round picks and a 3rd round pick for the 1st overall pick. To move up 2 spots. To move up 2 spots in the draft. That makes no sense whatsoever, but Madden. That's Madden. I can't really do much about that. Victor Billups, you better be everything that I'm hoping for at left end, boy, because it's gonna be a damn shame if I gave up all that. Oh my gosh. I just gave up so much for a player for the 1st overall pick, and he's not even 1st overall pick worthy. I mean, at the bare minimum, he's hidden development. So I guess it's good enough, but being ranked 7th in true value, and I drafted him at the 1st overall pick, and I also gave up 2 first round picks in the next 2 years, and a 3rd round pick. I guess he'll be fine. I don't know where my draft board went, but let's go ahead and take a look at what is left on the board in the 2nd round, or the top of the 2nd round. A QB that I don't care about. My favorites are still here. That's really the only position that I'd be interested in at this point. I'm afraid... Well, he's ranked 4th now. Among the whole thing, it seems. I guess not. Okay. But, I mean, that makes no sense. But C's across the board isn't very enticing, but... that's not good. That's not good at all. I should have went with the right guard. Hopefully he'll still be there. Oh, I don't have a 3rd round pick this year. Oh, damn. That's tough. If he's not there, I'm just going to let the CPU decide what I get, to be honest with you. Because in terms of... I don't think any of my favorites. Yeah, I'll just let the CPU do its thing. Because, oh, there's the draft board. I don't really have much of anything else that I need. Like, there's no part of the draft that is going to improve my team significantly right now. So looking at the lineup going forward, the offense is basically going to look the same. Theo Johnson is superstar now, which is great. Malik Neighbors is still an 88. Brian Thomas Jr. is an 86. The offensive line, again, is still solid. I mean, hopefully they just stay that way. Why? Okay, hold on. Because something's messed up. There we go. Wait, so let's move Billups to left end. I feel like it's going to end up messing up his trait, which I guess is fine. But let's go put him at left end. Hopefully he doesn't end up being bad. And hopefully it doesn't take away his hidden development trait. It didn't. Okay, so he's still a 77 there. So we're going to have Jalen Walker at left outside linebacker. Billups at left end. I mean, the whole defense just looks very good right now. So we need it to stay that way. I don't need them to shit the bed, I guess you can say. Let's try to make sure that all the schemes and everything are in place. Um, in terms of the playbook, maybe KC is not the best one. I don't know. 86 seems to be the best, so I'm going to go with the vertical zone run. 3-4 storm. 4-6 defense, but that means we're going to have a 4-6. I mean, 91. Base 3-4 seems to be the best one, and I'm going to do that. Base 3-4, we're going to keep those playbooks. I think that the defense is getting accustomed to it, and then our offense should be getting used to it as well. But the issue with the KC one is that they don't prioritize like the top guys. So what could be one that does that? Let's do Cincinnati, since they have those two guys, the Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We have Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. I think that would help Jackson Dart develop more. I mean, he has the ammunition. He has the ability to be able to do it. He just needs to do it. And I think that's going to be the best case scenario right now. Billups is a 77, so that's great. That's really the only one that I really cared about. So moving forward, I'm not going to worry about the draft too much. We're going to go ahead and move forward with what we have. And I think just see how they do at the midseason mark and try to pivot as much as possible there, because I need this season to be at least a playoff appearance. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. But we have a lot of players that we have to re-sign now. Javon Holland, 3-year deal. Keep him on the team. Drops us down to 103. Adebo. Damn, we have a lot of players that needs to be re-signed. Okay. So we just have to get our guys. And that's going to be Deonte Banks, 2 years, 4.6 isn't horrible. I'll do that. 100 mil. Adebo's gonna drop us to that. He's not super. He's getting up there in age. I need a bigger offer. I don't know if I can give you a bigger offer than that, buddy. Cam Scattaboo definitely needs to stay. We'll keep him. 87 mil. Jalen Hyatt I could care less about. Bobby Okereke would definitely be somebody I want to keep. Any future deals needs to account for my interest not being met. Okay. John Michael Schmitz, he hasn't done anything for me. He hasn't. But, I mean, if he's not going to take that much off the top of my salary cap, I'm not opposed. But I need to do something about that center position. Something needs to happen. Either he needs to develop or we need to just find somebody else. John Runyon, I'll worry about at the end of the season. I feel like he's going to retire. So, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I don't quite understand why our team is playing like this. And it's very concerning because we have probably one of the better teams that we're going to have. Jackson Dart needs to develop. That's for sure. I can't make this team much better, man. I can't. There's no way to make it any better. Like, this is a very well-rounded team with the salary cap that we have and everything. I could move it to a 4-3, get Darius Alexander involved. Maybe see if that helps, but... and then get McFadden out the way. Maybe that'll do it. Because a 4-3 could... I think it was a 46 that it was the best one outside of... but it's such a significant drop. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I have to see about the stats. Maybe... if the offense is doing fine, I might leave it and just hope for the best for the remainder of the season. But otherwise, it's going to be very disappointing. If 24th in offensive yards, 29th in defensive... I don't even have to look at this. I really don't. There's no... I need to see something happen. I need to see something change with this team. If not, it's going to be a fire sale in the offseason to just make this team as good as possible. And finishing up the 2027 regular season, not 2026, we made the playoffs in the wild card against the Atlanta Falcons. We went 10-7 for the rest of the season. So that was 7-3. for the rest of the season, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, I wanted them to start off better than how they finished, but it is what it is. We'll see how the lineup's looking, though. I need to see if Jackson Dart's developing. He's up to an 87 because of morale. Malik Neighbors is up to a 90. Brian Thomas is up to an 89. I mean, our halfback room is fine. It's going to do the trick. The offensive line is good. Bobby Okereke. Oh, Billups is a superstar X Factor? I'm so glad I gave up the house for him. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I gave up everything for him. I really thought that was going to be very disappointing with how he was ranked 7th in true value, but I'll live with it. I'll definitely live with it. I need Jackson Dart to get superstar, though. I can't keep having him at star and just basically doing nothing. Let's hop into the game. Let's see how everything is going to be looking in this one, because we have some heavy hitters right now. We have some heavy hitters that can definitely make a difference against a team like this and hopefully make a statement going forward. So the Falcons are going to start off with the ball and slowly make their way downfield, but end up getting a touchdown even after getting sacked. They have Will Ricard on the team, so they have a good kicker too. We get sacked and lose 4 yards. Jake Sawyer is the one to knock us back. 7-yard reception for Wan'Dale Robinson. We got the first down with Patrick Ricard getting a pass. As we're going to try to make our way downfield with the run, a penalty helps us get 15 yards with Keon White getting the penalty. As our rushing is just getting us in there. Jeremiah Love, the elusive back, is making a big difference for this team right now. As the Falcons are going to try to respond, but they don't. They get 3 and outed. As the run game is just keeping us alive. But an interception by Paulson Adebo gets us back into field goal range, even after not getting anything on that pass drive. As we get the touchdown with Malik Neighbors with 6 yards on that one. As the Falcons are going to try to answer back before the half. I don't think that they're going to be able to. It is 14-7 as we start off with the ball. And we get the first down. We're getting some good plays going downfield, 3rd and 4, and we're not going to get enough. Are we going to make the field goal? We tried to go for it, and it was a negative 2-yard rush by Cam Scadaboo, and we just turn over the ball, even though we were in field goal range. Makes absolutely no sense, but at least our defense saves us in this one. As 3rd and 15, 4th and 13, we're going to have to punt it away again. This is a very defensive game right now, and it seems like our defense is definitely standing out, because they have not been able to do much of anything. As we get stopped once again, we need that last stop by the defense to keep us in it. 2 minutes left. We should be burning out clock, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be wanting to do that. We get a first down somehow. Oh, it was a run. And a 7-yard rush by Cam Scadaboo. We keep getting those small but good rushes by Cam and Jeremiah Love. They seem to be... Oh, they're taking the knee. So we're going to end up winning 14-7. I thought for sure they're going to try to go for it, but Jackson Dart takes the knee, and we're going to be moving on to the divisional round with a very defensive game. Probably not a lot of people enjoyed to watch. Oh my gosh, we're facing the Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round. A divisional rival at that. Oh no. Oh gosh. I'm afraid to look at the roster. Because the Falcons, I mean, we know who they have. They have Bijan, they have Michael Penix, but the Eagles probably, I don't know if they fixed their line situation. Jalen Hurts is a 97. Jordan Mailata just keeps getting better. Jalen Carter at left end. Quinyon Mitchell, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon is down to a 91 after now being 30. Landon Dickerson, Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond, Ernest Green at right guard, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Dallas Goedert. Oh, man. I mean, their defense doesn't... I can't even say that. Never mind. I can't even say that their defense doesn't look that good. Because they have Jalen Carter, Quinyon, Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond. Yeah, we just have to hope for the best in this one. We might get booted. We might just get blown out in this game for sure. So playing in Philadelphia, we are going to have to win in a very hostile environment. Did we try to go for it on fourth down? No. We end up punting it away on our first drive, and our defense needs to start to wake up throughout the game. But we get an interception as I say that, and we're going to get the first down for us as a sack knocks us back 7 yards. 3rd and 16, 4th and 16. We're going to have to punt it away again, so we got that interception with no points on it. 1st and 10 from a big pass to A.J. Brown. That's just something that we need to be doing with Brian Thomas at the least. It's 3rd and 2, 4th and 2. Are they going to go for the field goal? They tried to go for it, but they turn over the ball by inches. Saquon did not make it. Doesn't seem like he's the same type of player that he used to be. As we throw the interception, and it's a pick six by Julian Blackmon. And this is going to probably be the start of the downfall for us in this game, as it just keeps going back and forth. As the Eagles have the ball, they're going downfield very periodically, and there goes Ray McLeod getting a 29-yard touchdown for them. 14-0. We just can't get any points up on the board on this Eagles defense, and it's very brutal right now, as we need to get something going into the fourth quarter. 14-0. We get a big reception by Wan'Dale Robinson, 49-yard touchdown by him. 14-7. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. 4th and 8. We have a chance to come back into this right now. 3rd and 8. I might just have to jump in. And see what I can do for this team right now. 3rd and 26. We need to be able to get a first here. There it is. Right there. Perfect dot by Jackson Dart to Wan'Dale Robinson. Need to look for the safe, but good passes. There it is right there. Theo Johnson getting another first down. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, and we're going to run into the 2-minute warning. I need to knock down as much clock as possible, just because I don't want them to get a last-second touchdown before possibly overtime. I need them to rush it, maybe even give us the ball back. Oh my gosh, that was a quick reaction. I needed to get rid of it. I was hoping that it wasn't going to be intentional grounding. Luckily, we threw it in the vicinity of one of our receivers, but here we go. I see Brian Thomas. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? He does. We have to run no huddle. 3rd and 3. PA double post is going to be my play right here. Theo Johnson needs to get open. But we have a man downfield. Brian Thomas Jr. with 1:30 left. We still have a chance to get the ball back, but it's going to be 14-14 as we go into overtime. The Eagles almost scored. They could have won it. I saw how close they got. But we have a chance to win it all right now. I mean, I think that they're going to have to get the ball back, though. That's the only downside. If we score, they do get a chance in the playoffs. First play, we're already getting pressured. Malik Neighbors is who I'm going to be looking for. I will be looking around. Oh, Brian Thomas. That out route was lethal to get us the first down. Malik Neighbors as a halfback was definitely something I wasn't expecting. Can we please get that? Okay, Wan'Dale. That's more of a Quinyon Mitchell reach, but I needed Wan'Dale to get that. Cam Skattebo, please. Thank you. Cam Skattebo going all the way for a touchdown, and hopefully our defense can be able to hold on. I need to go play-by-play. I don't need them to rush me here. As they're going to get the ball back, they get a big penalty. It's a pass interference by Paula Debo. 24 yards on that. Jalen Hurts gets sacked by us, though, with Abdul Carter. Another sack by Victor Billups. And it's 4th and 15. They have to go for it, and they're going to lose. We're going to move on to the conference championship in a game that I had to jump in and give us the win, but that was, I mean, they have the talent. I don't know why the CPU makes us as shit as we've been. And of course, we have to have the hardest road to the Super Bowl at this point. We're going to be facing the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship. I mean, we had to face the Falcons in the first. We had to face the Eagles in the second. And now this. Where's the Lions roster? They have Penei Sewell, obviously, 99 overall. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 99 overall. Jahmyr Gibbs, almost a 99, basically is. Aiden Hutchinson, almost a 99, again, basically is. Brian Branch at a 94. Kirby Joseph at a 93. Sam Laporte at a 92. I mean, this team is just ridiculous. This is unnecessary. This is so unnecessary. This shouldn't be possible, honestly. They lost a lot of their defense, though, it seems. I mean, they have DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold, but they lost some significant guys. More, actually, no. They have Jake Campbell still. They have all of their guys. I'm being delusional. I'm being so delusional right now. I mean, after Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown, there's a pretty significant drop-off. Taylor Decker's an 80. I mean, outside of Panay Sewell and Frank Ragnow, they don't really have the best offensive line. Their right end is pretty bad. Their linebackers are good. Ooh, not the right outside. Yeah, like their cornerback room isn't fantastic. It's not crazy. So, I mean, it's not really something to be scared about. Obviously, their safeties are. Ah, please, please, Madden, give me something. Give me something to work with here, because I don't... this team is way too overpowered. And we're going to start off with the ball. And we fumbled the ball after a 17-yard rush. And we get a penalty immediately after by Jalen Walker. This is going to be the beginning of the end here. Oh, wait, we got a turnover. The defense gets a turnover, but we're ending up not with any points again off a turnover, as the Lions are going to progressively make their way downfield. But Jahmyr Gibbs gets held up on that rush. 2nd and 23, 3rd and 23, 4th and 32 with Victor Billups getting to Jared Goff. And they punt it to us as finally we get something going in the pass. We get a penalty. Jackson Dart rushes for 4 yards to get us to the 10-yard line. And that effort gets Wan'Dale Robinson in the perfect scenario to get a 10-yard touchdown, as it is 7-0 Giants right now. And 3rd and 1, the Lions are slowly making their way downfield, and there goes Jameson Williams for a 27-yard touchdown. 7-7, and we're not going to be able to get anything before the half. We just let the clock run out because of that sack on Jackson Dart from Aiden Hutchinson, as they're going to start off with the ball, and they end up getting the first somehow, some way. 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, they end up punting it back to us, but we get a penalty that pushes us forward 15 yards. Brian Branch has a tendency of getting penalties on certain plays, as that gives us some sort of momentum. But 4th and 14, could that be enough to be able to get the field goal? It is. Joshua Carty, our signing about 2 years ago now, is doing us a great deal. 10-7, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 18, 4th and 18 with an incomplete pass from Jared Goff. I think he will always be their kryptonite in terms of playoff scenarios for Jared Goff. I don't want to speak too soon for us, but in terms of real life, I think that they have to find some other way. But 4th and 5 makes us have to punt it back to them. And as I say that about Jared Goff, he is having himself a drive right now. 3rd and 6, 4th and 6, they settle for nothing because Jake Bates misses the 40-yard field goal, which is very rare. 3rd and 8, 4th and 8, their defense just absolutely pummeled us. Let's hop in. Let's hop in. I need to get into this game and make sure that we don't mess this up. I mean, I might be the reason why it gets messed up, but who knows? I need to hope for the best. Bobby Okereke. Please. Drew Phillips makes a good tackle there. They do get the first, though. 40 seconds left. They have no timeouts left. That was their last timeout. We're going to run cover 3 sky. Hopefully stop any sort of short pass. There goes Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's not going to have enough time to get it to him because our pass rush is just too good. It's too good. Victor Billups is definitely making the trick because Brian Burns was able to get there right after. Cover 4 drop. We're going to rush 3 people, and all 3 of them have superstar or better. Here we go. He might try to find a space over here. I'm not letting it happen. He's going to have to throw it out of bounds to save some time on the clock. It is 3rd and 10. They're probably going to have to go for a Hail Mary right now. They're still not going to go for a Hail Mary. They might still try to go for a first. 28 seconds left. try to make sure this cross is not there. I need to get up there. Oh! Oh my gosh. If that ended up being padded up and caught by Jameson Williams, I might have thrown my controller. Not really, because controllers are too expensive. But 4th and 10 with 20 seconds left, we just need to stop anything. We need to stop anything that's going to happen. I think this is going to be a Hail Mary. Oh my gosh, they went with the short pass, and we couldn't make the stop on Sam Laporta, but there's 14 seconds left. They're not going to have enough time to get to the line, and we're going to end up beating the Detroit Lions to finish the gauntlet that we had to have through the NFC. And now we go to the Super Bowl, hoping that it's not as difficult as what we just had these past 3 games. And this might be a blessing in disguise, hopefully. The Pittsburgh Steelers are our Super Bowl opponents. And I'm not as scared as I probably could be. I don't know what they have as a roster, to be honest with you. I don't know what their QB situation is. I don't know what they have going on for that. TJ Watt is still on the team at 32 and still a 95. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Who is their QB? Shedeur Sanders. They ended up getting him out of free agency and actually developed him. I really think that the Steelers should have gone after Shedeur Sanders, even if they were going to get Aaron Rodgers. I think him under Mike Tomlin would have been beautiful. It would have been great. I don't see why they didn't do it, but, you know. And in this, they kept George Pickens, I guess, because the roster clearly didn't update. I'm sorry. That's probably why they made it the first year, because they kept George Pickens. But it seems like Aaron Rodgers didn't like George Pickens. So I don't know why they went for DK Metcalf. They had both players on the team somehow, and they didn't just think, let's go for a guy who's not going to cost us really any money right now and be somebody that we can develop with the weapons that we have. The Steelers front office is as incompetent as the Dolphins front office. And as of right now, the Miami Heat front office too. Because the Miami Heat not giving up... I'm sorry. Nope, this isn't a basketball channel. I apologize. And we are going to start off with the ball and not do anything with it as we punt it back to the Steelers, who are in a bad position on that, but then get a big reception by DK Metcalf. 3rd and 4, 4th and 7. They end up punting it back to us. Again, another defensive game, but you got to love it at these points because that's what our identity is, really. There's not much that we can do with it. DK Metcalf keeps getting those big receptions. Hopefully we can stop that at one point. 4th and 6. They punt it back to us. We get a first down finally. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, 4th and 2. I think that puts us into field goal range, and we didn't go for the field goal. We went for it on 4th down. 3rd and 3, I guess we weren't in field goal range. I feel like Cardi should have made that. 2nd and 4, 1st and goal. And they get the touchdown. How does that make any sense? It was a 10-yard penalty on Broderick Jones. It was a 10. Okay. All right. Okay. And we throw a pick. Oh, we get the pick by Javon Holland. That was, I'm all over the place. 1st and goal with Malik Neighbors getting the 15-yard reception, but he's injured on the play. It's the Super Bowl. And we throw an interception to TJ Watt. What are we doing? What are we doing? Can we get anything going? 4th and 7, please. Do something with this drive. 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2, 1st and 10. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh wait, we got the first. 3rd and 5. Oh, we're making some big plays. 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Do I just again go for me being in? Because at this point, I think that's what this team needs. I'm sorry. I've been doing that every game, but this team is not performing to the capability that it should be. Let's be honest with ourselves. Oh my gosh, I was scared that was going to be a pick. Malik, get to it. Oh my gosh, 4th and 2. Oh, they want me to go for it. Where's Joshua Cardi? Is he injured? What's going on? Why is everybody just on the bench? That's not appetizing. Right there. Theo. Theo. Big man. First and goal at the 6-yard line. Let's try to see if Cam Scatterbull can get us some more yards. It seems like this defensive line is not going to allow it, though. Oh, my gosh. Cam Scatterbull gets in for the touchdown. Finds the opening. Nobody was there in sight to stop him. As we tie this game up, I am not kicking this field goal. No way. No way. And we make it 7-7. I'm going to let the defense... Oh, we get the pick with Paulson Adebo. Now we can hop back in. I'm gonna just be offense. That's what I'll do. Because I don't like being the defense. There's too much risk for me being there. As much as I'm good at it at points, it just... There's too much risk of a burnout play. Oh my gosh, I take a sack. 2nd and 19. Oh my gosh. I think that play that we just ran could still be something. If I make it something. Go block. Appreciate you. Jackson Dart gets the first down. 1st and goal. Ooh, I was holding my breath on that. Here we go. Cam Scatterbull gets the touchdown. Gets both touchdowns of the day. And makes it 14-7 as the Steelers go downfield and get the touchdown right before the end of the game. 14-14. There's 5 seconds left. What are we going to do with that time? Let me know. Let me know what we're going to do with that time. Not a single clue. I don't have a single clue what we're going to do. Malik Neighbors, if you're able to cut on that route, we might have a chance. Okay. Going into overtime. The Giants win the toss. Let's receive. Let's receive it. I don't want to risk getting the ball afterwards. If we get the ball now, our defense can take some momentum and hopefully stop them from getting a touchdown. Because ideally, I'd be getting a touchdown on this drive here. Because, come on. Oh my gosh, nothing there. Getting bounced around like a pinball. Malik, if you're able to get open on this, I don't know what I'd do. Oh my gosh. I thought he was going to get that interception. Is that Joey? No, it's not. 3rd and 8. Put some slants, actually. Right there. Wandale. Malik, block. Beautiful. 1st and 10 at the 31. Let's keep being considerate. Let's keep being conservative. Cam Scatterbull, I need you to get a little bit more than 2 yards on this. Okay, you got 4. Thanks. Right there, Malik. Did you hold on to it? Yes, you did. 1st and 10 at the 15. Another play that could be something. Stepping up in the pocket. Trying to find somebody. Malik, hold him. Jackson Dart. All of the rushing touchdowns have been on the ground by Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbull. I need to go play by play. I cannot have that whole fast shit going on. Oh my gosh. A 29-yard reception by Jalen Warren. I mean, at this point, any help is necessary with this team. Because clearly they have no sort of want to stop them. They just can't get to them. They can't. Here we go. Deontay Banks, beautiful TFL there to Jalen Warren. That seems like the same play that they just used, possibly. Cover 3 hard flat to cover those flats there. Hopefully we can stop whatever comes down the middle. Oh my gosh, we did not. Oh my gosh, DK Metcalf is having a day. Nickel blitz is probably not the best case scenario right now, but there's nobody blocking in the backfield. Oh my gosh. Pat Fryer move. Gets in for the touchdown. And it's a sudden death scenario. Malik. I don't have any abilities on this guy. Oh my gosh. Malik. Malik, go get it. Malik, go get it. You menace. You menace to society. Get us into scoring position. I might just run this clock out, to be honest with you. I might just have to run this clock out. We're gonna let it. We're gonna let it run out. If we can let it run out and get a field goal, we're golden. We're golden. We shouldn't even risk it trying to get a touchdown. Holy crap! He almost got lit up. They want to take the field goal already. I'm not doing that right now. I need more of this clock out. I cannot be risking the Steelers getting the ball back and then going downfield for a touchdown. That's just not gonna happen. Minute left. They're not calling any timeouts, which is pretty dumb. They called a timeout, those scumbags. Crazy thing is, I don't think it even ices me right now. The good thing is, I'm gonna do a counter. Because why am I gonna take a field goal right after they try to ice me? Bouncing around like a damn pinball, Cam. Oh my gosh, please. Okay, 4 seconds left. I'm gonna let the CPU do it. I don't want to mess it up. I really hope that they win it, because if not, I might crash out. I just might. Let's see. And we win it. The New York Giants have won their first Super Bowl since the Eli Manning era against Shedeur Sanders at that. Whew. Wow. What a team that we made. I mean, we made a very good halfback duo. Jackson Dart developed very well. We had Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., both from LSU. The offensive line was very solid. Theo Johnson just kept getting better. The defense is really where it was at. Getting Victor Billups in that last draft was definitely something beautiful. With him being a superstar X Factor, that made all the difference for us. But we finally win, and we finally make the Giants another Super Bowl contending team with Jackson Dart now. That is insane. 0 touchdowns for Jackson Dart passing. It was all rushing. All rushing. Bragging rights. Win the Super Bowl in an online league. Well, that doesn't really matter right now because I'm not facing other people. But with that being said, let's go ahead and simulate to the staff week. With that being said, I think that is going to do it, as we made the New York Giants, I mean, as good as they're possibly going to be. As much as I want to see about the free agency, I have to make the roster myself going forward if I'm going to be doing another one before Madden comes out, which I more than likely will. I don't really want to do the Cam Ward one. I've seen Bengal do it. I've seen a bunch of other people do it. I haven't seen a lot of focus on the other teams afterwards, which, I mean, is respectable. But the 2027 season recap, Jackson Dart wins Super Bowl MVP somehow with no touchdowns passing, but 1 rushing. I guess that's why. Joe Burrow wins MVP. Dan Campbell won Coach of the Year. Amon-Ra St. Brown won Offensive Rookie of the Year. None of our players won anything. So really, we were the underdogs across the entire playoffs. And, I mean, with some help from me, I guess you can say we won the Super Bowl. But with this team, we should have been contending regardless. We should have been contending, and I think that is the outcome that we deserved. Seemed like a lot of buffoonery going on in the playoffs, so I just had to make sure that we were getting what needed to happen. As I mean, this team is lethal. The only thing that could make it better is a better halfback. Our middle linebackers are starting to regress. I mean, this would be interesting to keep going with, but for right now, I'm going to stick with that. Brian Burns dropped from a superstar X Factor to star, so now we're kind of transitioning into the next stage of this. I might revisit it if you guys want me to revisit it, but at the end of the day, this is a rebuild, and it's strictly to see what we needed to do for this Giants team to be able to be better, and that was just filling out the defense into certain areas, getting some better weapons on offense, getting a better offensive line, and end up winning the Super Bowl. But if you did enjoy that, please go down there and like so more people can see it. And while you're down there, let me know what you want to see when Madden 26 comes out, or while Madden 25 is still out. But I think Madden 26 is going to be a pretty heavy time of recording rebuilds with the new rosters, with the new system, and also College Football 26. I'm going to be posting a poll about what franchise and what dynasty you want me to do. Keep an eye out for that. I want to see you guys' opinions. And while you're down there, subscribe as well so you don't miss out on any more of these, especially with these next games coming out. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.